Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 must-have cards right now here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. These are all non-gambling cards, although I will say not every single one of these cards is still attainable. Some of these were grindable cards who aren't currently available anymore, so if you don't have them, I'm sorry. But this is a list of guys who I think are the most important must-have cards, non-gambling cards in MyTEAM to counter the top gambling cards, have a competitive lineup online. I'll explain my thinking for each individual card as we progress. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So, starting off at number 10, I'm going to go with Denis Rodman. I like this Rodman card a lot. He's free. He defends incredibly well. One of the best defenders in the game. He's a very good or a very solid shooter as well. Has a nice behind the back, but I will say there are a couple of small flaws. At the same time, he's got size isn't that important. He's 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan, elite level dunker, but also a great defender. I mean, the defense is his obviously calling card, and he is one of the best defensive cards in the game, period. 99 stats across the board, insane defensive badges. He will guard 1 through 4 and really go 1 through 5 at an incredible level, despite not being super tall. Height's not that important this year, and he is such a good card. So very, very impressed by this Rodman card in a lot of ways, but the release is not insane. I guess his SIGs, like, I wouldn't say his escape is great or anything like that. Like, he doesn't have the best SIGs in the world. But at the same time, Kyrie dribble style is really nice, and his release, honestly, is smooth and easy to green. May not have the best fade in the world, but it's not awful. He's a really good card. Big fan of what he can do in a lot of ways. And I think, honestly, number 10 is pretty fair, though, just because his release, honestly, be the one thing I'd nitpick. Okay, we're got to remember, this is 10 of the best non-gambling cards in the game on this list. So Rodman being on this list at the bottom does not make him a bad card. He's a very, very good card. Number 9 is Dino. Also, these guys aren't ranked exclusively by how good they are. It also matters like positional value and stuff. That's one of the reasons Dino's higher than Rodman. I don't know if Dino ranks quite as high as Rodman at his position, although he might. But if you're including the gambling cards, I think it's debatable. At the same time, he's 6'11" with a 7'11" wingspan. He's huge. He's got a great wingspan. Yes, he's not free. You have to buy him 105,000 MT, but that's not that ridiculous of an amount. And while he's not the defender that Rodman is, he's 6'11" with a 7'11" wingspan, so in some ways he's a better defender and certainly a better rebounder as well, simply because of his size. Half anchor, move one forcer, post lockdown, rebound chaser, speed booster, blow by, bunch of dunking. Really smooth, easy release, MJ dribble style. He's just a really, really good card at the center spot. Gives you a ton of versatility, ton of size, super long wingspan, defends his absolute butt off, super easy release that I'm a big fan of. Legitimately one of my favorite big men in the game. He's an awesome card, and he is amazing because he counters the gambling bigs so well as well with his size. The only reason he's as low as he is, in all honesty, on the list is because of his price tag, which admittedly is not insane, but James Harden is number 8 in my opinion. I love Harden as an offensive card. He's very fun to use. His SIGs feel very authentic to himself, as does his release. He's a very fun, realistic to use card. He's athletic. He gets through him at a high level. Defensively, he's not great, but he does have a decent player build, which at least does help. Good wingspan at the point guard position. And like a bulky player build, so he does defend semi-well. If you upgrade his defense, he's definitely better. I would probably put him higher on this list if he was a little better defensively. So if you have a bunch of extra defensive Hoff badges on your Harden, I certainly could see him being higher up on the list. Big fan of what Harden can do in a ton of ways, man. He's a stud offensively, and defensively he's not bad. He's got great SIGs, awesome behind the back, really great release on very quick. He's a great card. It's just, I don't know. Defense kind of lacks just a teensy bit. There's a couple point guards that I like better. There's one specifically on this list who I'll talk about, but I think Harden's a great card, and I think putting him 8 is fair. Kobe is number 7. The only reason he's this low is because how expensive he is to lock in. Kobe's one of the best cards in the game, still in my mind, and still one of the best primary ball handlers in the game, an absolutely elite level all-around card who kind of does everything well on the court. Still to this day has one of the better releases, one of the easier releases in the game, one of the best fades in the game. Honestly, SIGs that I'm pretty much more comfortable with than any other card in the game as well. I'm not going to sit here and say Kobe has the best SIGs in the game, but his SIGs are so comfortable and so normal and so good for me at this point in the year. I think there's a comfort level to this Kobe card, but it's not just me. That's the thing. I know there are tons and tons of other people out there who, I mean, okay, to be fair, 2K24 has not been a great year MyTEAM-wise in terms of, I don't think, content or gameplay, especially recently. But when I look back at 2K24, this is probably the one card that I will think about and look back on fondly and be like, damn, I miss using that card when this game is over. You know what I mean? Because this card is one of those cards who's just been around for an incredibly long time. Yes, he's still pretty expensive if you're locking in all the sets, but there's a bunch of stuff you need to lock in for this card. It's all of these cards, and it does still cost you a chunk of MT to get, but it's a lot less than it used to be. It's not very much MT at this point if you do want to lock in Kobe. That's the only reason he's lower on this list, and also because I guess with added badges, he's a little outdated, but a lot of people have a ton of extra badges on their on their Kobe as well. He's an incredible card regardless. Very deserving a spot on this list. We're going number 7. Number 6 is going to be James Worthy. Worthy is basically, I think he's similar defensively to Rodman. He's 2 inches taller than Rodman, which helps him. He's got a better release than Rodman as well. Does not have the SIGs nor the behind the back that Rodman does, although his behind the back is decent. But he is also a very athletic, very good slasher who is also, again, elite defensively, off anchor, clamps, glove, immovable enforcer, interceptor, post lockdown, rebound chaser. Still very complete and very good defensively. 94 speed, 89 3 ball, but the release is much faster than Rodman's. That's the one reason that he's higher. They're both free cards. They're both very good. For me personally, I just want the better release on my small forward. So that, I don't want to say it's a no-brainer. I really do like that Rodman card. In all honesty, for a lot of people, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people probably, I don't know. I just don't think, I think a lot of people probably like Rodman more than Worthy. I'm just not one of those people personally. I think this is a pretty fair list. So this is what I'm going to go with for right now. And Worthy at number 6 is an amazing free card. Very deserving of a spot. Tyson Chandler, I understand he's only a pink diamond, but top 5 for me. The value to Tyson is that I honestly think he and Dino are about the only 2 bigs in the game who are free bigs who can truly compete at a super duper high level with these types of cards. I don't know. I don't think that's a huge, I don't know. I don't even feel like that's all that strong of a statement, though. T and Dino are just so elite defensively. They're both fast. The thing about Tyson is he's totally free, and in all honesty, I think I like him better defensively than Dino. I mean, Dino might be a better overall card than Tyson, unless you have Tyson badged up, but the thing about Tyson is he's entirely free. Dino costs 100,000 MT, and Tyson is just, he's a man among boys defensively in every single way, and offensively too, in all honesty. He's just one of the best cards in the game. Huge fan of what he can do in a ton of ways on the court. I understand the playmaking and shooting badges aren't like that complete, but add some. Release is super smooth. Kobe escape on him actually gives him some decent playmaking ability at the 4 or the 5 as well. The versatility of this card is absolutely elite, and he's totally free. I truly believe he's a top 5 must-have card still among these non-gambling cards. Now, Alperen Sengun is number 4. Alperen Sengun is the one like power forward option who is just truly incredible among the non-gambling cards. He is, I think, like Tyson and Dino, while they both play power forward, are almost a little more centers. Sengun gives you the playmaking and the versatility, as well as honestly the completeness badge-wise as an opal, to be the top-tier incredible big man that like most of these gambling cards are. He's one of the very few cards in the game that I think is on the level of gambling cards at his position, or like exceeds the level of a lot of them, because he's got top tier SIGs, great behind the back, great drag back, really good dribble style. CP escape is pretty good as well. Sengun release on very quick is very smooth and easy. He's just a really good card in a lot of ways. I truly do like the card a lot. I think he does a lot of things well. Release is super easy, and he's one of the more complete badge wise cards on this list, period, especially considering his versatility at the power forward position, his ability to shoot, play, make, defend at a high level, and finish. Has Hoff, removal, enforcer. He's an absolute stud, one of the best free cards in the game, and 100% deserving a very high spot. Now, like I said, primary ball handlers are going to be at the top of this list, and John Havlicek is going to be number 3 for me. The only reason he's this low is 2 things. Number 1, he's only 6'5". Number 2, he has a bad same-side hezi. That is about the only things you can complain about with him. He is an elite level card with amazing all-around stats. Honestly, very complete badge-wise as well. Can defend his butt off even on the interior, although no movable enforcer is another flaw, I will say, if we're looking for him. But 6'5" at shooting guard is probably his biggest flaw, just a little small. SIGs are great. Release is top tier. Fade is top tier. He's one of the best shot creators in the game. Very athletic slasher. Very good defender. Great card at 6'5". Honestly, I wouldn't be totally mad at you if you wanted to put him higher on this list. I just think there's a couple guys for me who I'd prioritize a little more. One of them being Reeves. Reeves, just like Hondo, is 6'5", but he's 6'5" at point guard, which gives him a little more size, I think, for his position. Defensively and slashing wise, he's not as good as Hondo. I understand that. But as a shot creator, I mean, D-Book dribble style, Kobe escape, really good behind the back, and an elite level Pro 2 fade, really good release. I mean, Hondo has incredible animations as well, of course. I honestly don't think I think both of them are phenomenal. I think both of them are elite level cards that do a ton of things well. You could definitely make the argument that Havlicek is the better card. I just think for positional value, I'd want Reeves. Put him at number 2 for me. Number 1. I don't care that this card costs 100,000 MT. Tyrus Thomas is the most must-have card in the game right now. He is a 6'9" small forward with incredible defense, top-tier SIGs, a top-tier release, and I think he is as good as any small forward in the game, including all the gambling cards. And that is something that you truly cannot say for any of these other cards. As good as they are, I don't know if they are the best at their position. Tyrus Thomas truly might be the best card at his position in the game, I guess, except for maybe 100 overall KG. But I understand his shooting badges are not that complete. He needs some shooting badges, and honestly, he could use some playmaking upgrades to Hoff as well. Defensively, though, he is a legit primary lock, in the same way that guys like Rodman and Worthy are. But also, he's an insane level slasher. He has Kemba escape, elite size up as well, Kyrie dribble style, Pro behind the back, which by the way is Jamal Murray, best behind the back in the game. John Wall drag back, maybe the best drag back in the game. One of the best bases in the game, and Nate Robinson fade is incredible, especially going left. He is legitimately one of the best cards in the game, period. And I don't care that he costs a chunk of MT. I truly do believe he is the most must-have card, quote unquote, that you need in your lineup right now. But honestly, all of these top 10 guys can compete at a high level, even against the competitive gambling-only cards. And I think if you build a team that includes a lot of these guys without gambling, you're going to be able to compete about as well as you possibly can. And I think can definitely have a lot of success. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. So I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.